What do it do, YouTube? We're back with another video, different format. Normally we go live, but
Right,
right here, right now, we're recording. So,
right.
thank you everybody for watching the video. If you're new to this channel, please do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the
Right.
notification bell so you get upload when we know. Oh, but try this again. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when we upload new content. I
Right.
upload content weekly. I'm coming at you with reactions. I'm going to come at you with podcasts, with interviews. This channel is about to get super duper lit. So be prepared, be on the lookout. I got reactions coming for you right after this podcast, as a matter of fact. I got a few people who have suggested songs to me, so we're going to get to them.
Mm,
Um, Hey, but right here, right now, we're here to talk about the weekend review for wrestling this past week. We're
right.
talking Raw, we're talking
Mm.
SmackDown, and she is even going to talk about a little bit of NXT. So,
For the
uh,
first time, might I add. For the
yeah.
first time, yes.
So let me pull up some results here real quick, if I may.
I have notes.
Yeah, you guys
I,
know. I'm going to pull
I
up the
have
results.
notes. I have notes. Yep.
Uh,
Mhm. Oh, and incidentally, everyone who's watching and everyone who's interested in watching, if you hit that subscribe button and you like our videos, we will all say together, "Thank
yeah,
you."
yeah,
Yes, we will.
absolutely. Without
Hmm.
you guys, none of this is possible. So,
That's
yeah,
right.
we do thank you sincerely, folks. I mean,
Yes, yes, we do.
we do. We
And here's the 3,000 more views.
yes, here is it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thanks for bringing
Yes,
that. Thanks for bringing that up. I completely
absolutely,
agree on that. Yeah, I
absolutely.
checked, and we hit 3,000 views on August 20th.
That's right.
So, yeah. So now, so thank you, as she said. Thank you
Thank you.
for watching our videos, for giving us 3,000 views. Without you guys, that
That's
wouldn't
right.
be at all possible.
Yeah.
So,
You
uh,
all are a part of our academy. All
yeah,
right. All of you are part of our academy.
yes,
And again, here's the 3,000
the
more.
retro, the retro.
But
I mean, that's what they're a part
yeah,
of.
but
The
anyone who comes in second place or tries to do what we do, I got a message for you, all right? You are the seconds and we
the
the
ones.
ones.
Yeah, facts.
Hell
Uh,
yes.
that
Hmm.
reminds me real quick before we get started. I remember way back in late April slash early May, the Usos were feuding with RK Bro, and
Hmm.
um, Usos they said something, or I think it was Jay Uso. He said, "You might get popped with the one and done, cause you the twos and we
And we
the
the
ones."
ones. Hell
Facts,
yeah.
facts. Oh,
Hell
and all
yes.
these YouTube channels that come after us and try to follow our format, you
Mhm.
better do yourself a favor and acknowledge us.
Us. Hell yes. You
Acknowledge.
better acknowledge us because
Yeah,
we the head of this
belt
table.
right there. See that championship
Yeah.
belt right there?
Yeah.
I didn't
You
get that
deserve
belt.
that.
I didn't get that belt laying down. You know what I'm saying?
You deserve that. You
Facts.
deserve it. You deserve it.
Oh, and
You
you know what else
deserve
we
it.
deserve, Matt? You know what else we deserve?
Hell
I think we
yes.
deserve. I think we deserve a Pepsi sponsorship.
Yummy. Pepsi rules.
Pepsi, do us a favor. Sponsor your favorite YouTube channel. I'm talking about the
Yes.
Retro Bro. Sponsor
Yes.
us. You
Yes.
know we're your
Yes.
favorite.
Yes.
You know you love us. You know we love
We
you.
love you.
Do
We
it.
love
Do
Pepsi.
it.
Do it.
Do it. Facts. So let's get. Actually, it's
And
funny.
I'll you know what? I'll especially acknowledge you tonight, CJ, because you're wearing a Roman shirt. Hell
Facts.
yeah.
Did you see that press conference today?
With Roman in Vegas? No. No, I didn't glance at it.
Oh,
No.
man, that was
No.
good.
I'm sure it was sick.
It
Yeah.
was funny at one point. Roman
Mhm.
Reigns came. So Triple H was interviewing. No, Triple H was introducing Logan Paul, or
Mm.
he was
Mhm.
introducing Roman Reigns, and
Mhm.
Roman Reigns comes out on stage after being introduced, and Roman goes, "Everything that Triple H has said about me is true." And a kid from the crowd starts chanting. And a kid from the crowd yells, "You suck!" And Roman goes, "Except for that."
Mhm.
He goes, "I'm the greatest of all time, kid." So,
Uh-huh. That's
so,
right.
so he
Damn right he is.
shout out to the goat Roman Reigns.
Hell yes. We
Let's get
will always, and I'll say this every time I get an opportunity. We will always acknowledge
the tribal
our
chief
tribal chief, the
facts.
head of the table.
So,
I will anyway.
so
Oh, I got a lot to say about Roman and his potential challenger when we get to the SmackDown reviews. You'll see.
yeah.
You'll see.
But
Mhm.
let's get to.
Let's
I'll,
get to Raw.
I'll do what we normally do. I'll read the results, and then we can give
Mhm.
our opinions after.
Yep.
So, Finn Balor defeated Matt Riddle in a singles match via pinfall. Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky defeated Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah to become the women's tag team champions. Johnny Gargano defeated Chad Gable. Uh, Bianca Belair defeated Sonya Deville to retain the Raw Women's title. Omos defeated Cash, Marazzi, and Ryan Toombs in a handicap match.
Mhm.
Edge defeated Dominic in the main event via disqualification.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well,
we're-
I got a lot of points here. So I'll start off with my first point here. Starting with Balor against Riddle. The first thing that caught my eye during this match was particularly some new move by Riddle. He calls it the GT Bro, and it's
that's one-
actually
is that the
it's
movie?
actually
Is that the one where he does the GTS and then the German suplex?
yes,
That,
yes,
that,
yes.
that's
And
what
right away, I thought of CM Punk. I don't think the commentators mentioned him at all, but I'm thinking, oh, look at that, a GT Bro, GTS. Yeah, Go to Sleep by CM Punk reference, and I like that. I like that Finn came up with the win. Because I've always said that I only put up with Riddle, and I like his little bro thing,
yeah,
I'll always be loyal to Finn.
we got a puppy dog joining us.
Oh,
We got a little puppy right here.
uh huh. Jason Riker, as Frank calls him.
Yeah, Jax.
Jackson Riker. Hey
Frank calls,
Jax.
yeah,
Hey
Frank
Jax.
calls this guy Jackson right there. Hi, Jax.
Hey. Whoa.
You boy.
Hey hey.
He's
So.
hi. Say hi.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Hey. Whoa.
Okay, go lay down, but go lay
Whoa.
down. And yes, you can see my TV is on. I have the Xbox on and all that crap.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay. But yeah, so
All
no,
right.
correct you on something. That wasn't necessarily a new move.
Oh.
He does that a lot. It's called the
Oh.
Brodus.
Oh, I see. I see. Because I thought it was called the GT Bro, because that's what I picked up.
It's called the Brodus sleep.
Oh, Bro to Sleep. Interesting. Maybe I guess that's the first time I had picked it up, but I had never noticed it before. But I couldn't help but right away think of CM Punk for sure.
Yeah.
Because that was a reference to his move. And then so when it comes to the women's title match, I mean, this was the first of many matches from this past Monday's Raw where there was someone in a competitor's corner. Like now that I think of it, it was like the night of managers, if you will. So this
match.
this started out like a whole night of interfering, which I basically thought was too much. Like Bailey was interfering, but maybe a little more than usual. So that sort of threw me off. But I was happy with the result. I did feel that Dakota and Io deserved the titles in the first place. Even during the tournament, they were the odds-on favorites. There's no question. So I'm actually happy with that result because I still have a loyalty towards Bailey, even though she's a B. I don't want to spell it out. I don't want to get nailed for profanity, but I'll always have a loyalty towards Bailey. So I'm happy with the new tag team champion results.
I apologize. I think that's my notifications.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was my notifications on Facebook. So if you hear that, ding, that's what that is.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
my phone. I don't remember if I ever showed it to you before, but actually, when my phone makes a notification, especially like a Facebook post or almost anything, or like a text message, it literally makes the sound of a wrestling ring bell, like
ding, ding,
like
ding.
exactly right. Like so like for example, when you tag me in a post, I literally hear ding ding ding. I'm like, oh okay, cool. So I'll go on then to the Gargano versus Gable match, and even after I made my notes for this review tonight, I saw a clip of it. Luckily, just to remind myself because I didn't want to. Honestly, CJ, I didn't want to annoy you with not remembering things all the time, right? So the highlight for me in this match was near the end, the way Gargano picked up the victory. There was a springboard move that he made after Otis was interfering and after he I think he jumped over the ropes and landed on both Gable and Otis, right? So Gargano gets back in the ring and does like a springboard into into a DDT, and that was impressive. That was a neat move. Like that kind of a move I had not seen in a long time.
Was it a
So
spring?
that was impressive.
Kind of launch himself in like a slingshot.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was
Yeah.
a really cool move. Yeah,
Okay.
very impressive. And when I mentioned before about interfering, I mean, Otis was holding his ground. You know, he wasn't interfering as much as, let's say, Bailey was in the women's tag match. So he was holding his ground. But it was actually Gargano who sort of made like the what's the word I'm looking for? Instigator. He was being the instigator. You know, he actually got Otis involved. You know, so again, Otis was holding his ground, but again, that springboard into a DDT for Gargano to pick up the victory was impressive. But he still doesn't do much for me because, again, I never watched him in NXT, so it's going to take me some time to get grown for him to grow on me.
I will be honest. There's not much from Raw that I remember because when I was watching my uncle, I may have had a brewski or two. So
okay. Yeah. Well, again, I want to thank you actually for at this point. I want to thank you again for even coming up with the idea to do these weekly things because now I'm paying more attention.
Yeah.
And it's making me feel more like a fan, which is a great feeling.
Right.
You know, and and actually, every show we do, you know what? I feel like more like a professional reporter. I even have dreams now of being like an actual broadcaster. You know, doing like Raw Talk or what's the one after SmackDown?
Talking Smack.
Talking Smack. I've even had dreams of myself being on a show like that, you know. So it feels amazing, honestly.
It's funny you say that because I watch on YouTube a whole lot of reaction channels. I watch guys like Bakery Music. I watch guys like No Life Shack, like Crypt, like Gatsby. I have dreams of meeting them. Their house,
there you go.
Get out with them.
There you go.
And Bakery Music and Gatsby have all been on my channel before. Matter of fact,
nice.
A few days ago, Shrug of Bakery Music was on the channel just a few days ago. was here, and we were just chopping it up about stuff. And
Nice.
we talked about September 11th because it was that week. We
Yeah.
talked about wrestling, even though he's not much of
Hmm.
a wrestling fan. He
Hmm.
talked a little bit about it. Uh,
Yeah.
so shout out to Shrug. He's a dope artist. Go follow my man. And
Hmm.
he was on our show a couple months ago,
Hmm.
and he was just the dopest person, just the nicest
Excellent.
ever. And we even had Vibe Reactions, who's another reaction channel, and
Mm.
he is absolutely phenomenal. Everybody should go watch Vibe Reactions.
Phenomenal.
Hilarious,
Now, I
insightful, and also a really nice person. And he actually came through on one of our videos a couple days ago that you and I,
nice,
the last
nice.
retro, the retro RawDown, the last one that
Hmm.
he came to one of
Nice, nice. Well, speaking of, I couldn't help but catch the word phenomenal in there. I miss AJ Styles. Where the hell has AJ Styles been?
I think he's sitting
You know?
comfortably at home right now, just making that money. I don't think they have much for him. So if they don't have anything
Ah,
for him, don't bring him to the show.
yeah, that stinks because AJ is one of my favorites. Especially when I notice one of my favorites not being around for quite a while, I'm like, what the hell? This kind of sucks. But nonetheless, you know what? I didn't give you. I feel bad actually. I didn't give you much of a chance to give your thoughts on those
I
first three matches, Finn and Riddle,
I don't really have any
the
thoughts
tag match.
on a lot of those
No, not
matches.
much. Okay.
I didn't watch a lot of those. Like I said,
Oh,
I may have had a beer or two, so
right.
but also I had to go let my uncle in to the
Mm-hmm.
house
Mm-hmm.
to, so he could come watch with me.
Yeah.
So I had to go do that,
Ah.
and then
Okay.
we sat
That's.
there in the kitchen and talked for like 10, 15 minutes. So
Oh.
I missed a
Okay.
good portion of the show, but
So now I'm catching you. I'm glad to do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No
I
problem.
remember,
Okay, so let's see
you know,
here. So there's something I actually missed. Well, it's my next point that I have here. So at the beginning of the show, there was like another scuffle, if you will, between Riddle and Seth, right? And
that was
the
at the
main
start
thing.
of
What's that?
that was at the start of the show, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, I missed it. I missed it before talking about the Balor Riddle match. I missed that point, so I wrote it down anyway. But the main thing was when Judgment Day showed up, and I almost started laughing, and I'm thinking, Riddle is not going to join the Judgment Day. I mean, it wouldn't. First of all, it wouldn't be the right time, and second, he's still involved in the rivalry with Rollins, and also, it's not as obvious as, let's say, what it was with Dominic,
Right.
because in the last couple of weeks at least leading up to Dominic eventually joining Judgment Day, it was a little more obvious in the storyline, if you will, that, okay, he's going to break his mold, if you will, and he's going to join. But Riddle, no. There was I was literally saying, Riddle joining the Judgment Day? Yeah, right. That is not going to happen. So it's no surprise that the Balor and Riddle match ended up going down.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Well,
Mhm.
you said it wasn't the right time or anything like that. I'll take it even a step farther. It wasn't the right character for the Judgment
Mhm.
Day.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Riddle is still very much a fan favorite. So there's no way. There's no way. I mean, unless whenever Orton comes back and there's some kind of mix up there, if you will, then maybe. But no, it was definitely not the right time. Now speaking of Dominic, you know, I wrote down. I said creepy but truthful, stepping out of Ray's shadow, growing up. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it was bound to happen. Dominic had been a tag partner of Ray for it'd been almost a year for sure, because it was already a few months ago that
Dominic,
they were tag
Dominic,
champions. Yeah,
Dominic came in 2020.
yeah, late 2020, I think,
Uh,
and they won the belts in mid 2021, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it had pretty much been long enough,
Yeah. It was.
So this was bound to happen.
It was time.
And I didn't write it down, but I even liked how Rhea came up there. You're like, yeah, you know what to say it, right?
Yep.
So again, creepy but true. And then I have here. Oh yeah, another thing touch base on. There was um, oh yeah, with Theory. So Theory comes out, starts running his mouth, but then KO shows up, and I just wrote down here, why would KO even care to even try and motivate Theory? I mean, he's the last person who would care about how Theory's career is going, or much less where it's going to go, right? I mean, the comparison is really not much there. I mean, Owens has never been a Money in the Bank holder, so what are you comparing to, right?
Well,
Um,
hang on.
you know,
I think the comparison we could make with those two is that they, when Kevin Owens came to the roster in 2016, they strapped that rocket right on his back and gave
that's right.
him the title, like
That's
what
right.
they're doing with Theory and the Money in the Bank. They're strapping that rocket right on his back. So I think that
Hmm.
comparison.
Well, winning the Money in the Bank for Theory, it had already been a few months since he had Vince's silver spoon in his mouth, if you will, right? So that took a while because if you were going to compare KO and Theory, then you would have had Theory win a title right out of the gates, like right when he debuted. But
Yeah,
he debuted as again Vince's puppet, if you will, or Vince's bitch.
you could say it's okay.
You know, oh, Latin.
You could say bitch.
Okay, fine, if you say so.
Yeah, there's
And
no,
then
there's no one.
speaking of the word bitch, I like how KO said at the end of this promo. He says, "A bloody nose is only the beginning, bitch." Theory is backing out on the entrance ramp, and I'm like, oh, look at the bloody nose on him, right? So I remember now that I think KO had thrown him into one of the ring posts or something during a scuffle. It wasn't an official match, but it was like a scuffle, and he throws Theory into a ring post, and I'm looking at him like, oh my god, look at the bloody nose. And I hear KO say just before he got onto camera, he was saying, a bloody nose, and I quote, "A bloody nose is only the beginning, bitch." So somewhere along the line, I would think. I'm not so sure about this coming Monday because they didn't announce anything, but maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll
I
see.
think I think
See
they
a
are doing
one-on-one
a Kevin
match.
Owens Austin Theory match this Monday.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
announced.
yeah. You know what? For the record, too, I slip like back and forth. I slip back and forth in between. Like sometimes I call them Theory, sometimes I call them Austin Theory. I'm just like the commentators that way. I mean, we get used to one and then the other. Same thing with Riddle, right? I mean,
I
I
like,
got used to
I like
calling
Kevin
him
Owens
Riddle.
I'm getting more comfortable, so my bad.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
My dad's
I
still
mean,
in on my
yeah. I mean, again, I'm the same
thing.
thing with Riddle. I got used to calling him just Riddle or even Little Riddle, as I say.
Oh
I mean,
wow, I never heard that one.
Little Riddle. Yeah, I've always called him that. Ever since they first dropped his first name, I said, "Oh, Little Riddle." What the
Huh.
hell? I have nicknames for everybody. Going on to my next point here. When Bianca Belair made her open challenge. I like that Sonya came out. I like that Sonya Deville came out because I respect her very much as a competitor. I couldn't stand her as an official, right?
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't believable. It
she.
was kind of forced.
Say that again. Sorry.
It wasn't believable. It was kind of forced.
Yeah, that's right. So she's much more, or Sonya Deville, that is, she's much more respectable as a competitor because she's a badass. I mean, I had mentioned it before too, when we were talking about the women's tag team tournament. Her and Natalia made a great team. A couple of badass women there makes women like myself feel great. Like girl power, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
all that. And just my opinion on Sonya. She was ridiculous as an official, but amazing as a competitor.
Please tell me you don't have any notes on this Omos match.
On the Omos match, not necessarily, but what I do have is, and it came to mind. I could see it now. Omos versus Strowman.
Oh,
That it's the only thought I had during his match. I mean, I couldn't care less about his competitors, but it's a thought that crossed my mind. It's like Omos
uh,
against Strowman. Let's see it. I don't care on what show, but let's see it.
let's just
Um,
let's just get it over
yeah,
with. Let's
yeah,
just do it and get it over with.
yeah.
Um,
There was a lot another thing here. So there was Lashley interrupting an
yeah,
interview with Seth.
yeah,
I thought this is what I wrote here. I thought Seth would issue his challenge for Extreme Rules and not next week. So now this coming Monday, there's going to be a U.S. title match with Seth and Lashley. I thought for sure that would be an Extreme Rules challenge. So that surprised me. So it sort of caught my attention. And so let me ask you this, and anyone who might be watching, do you think that should have been an Extreme Rules challenge, or was this coming Monday's Raw
I
a good
think
idea?
you put everything on Extreme Rules, and I think this is just a way to build for another Seth versus Riddle match. And
Hmm.
I think at Extreme Rules it will be
Mm-hmm.
Seth. Wow, excuse me. I think
Mm-hmm.
at Extreme Rules it will be Seth and Riddle again, but I think this time they'll have an Extreme Rules sort of stipulation. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, let's do this since we're recording now.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Should this be a match for the US title, or should this be a
Mm-hmm.
match for Extreme Rules? Put your
Yeah,
comments
good idea.
comment
Yeah,
down below.
yeah, good idea. Mhm.
Here you go.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And then we had the main event, which was
Yeah.
Edge defeating Dominic by disqualification.
Yeah. I have a couple of points on that one. You know what? One of my first thoughts on this one was now that Dominic has like pretty much completely broke away from Ray. I honestly think he should or not still, but should start to be referred to as just Dominic.
Yeah,
Drop the Mysterio name. If
just
he's gonna break, yeah, just Dominic, or even just Dom.
Dom.
Dom, because that sounds, Dom or like dim, because he's in the
Can
darker
I tell you something?
character, right?
It's
So
funny.
either Dominic or Dom would work
It's
as his
it's
new
funny
name.
you think that they should call him Dom
Dom.
because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there are a bunch of memes of Rhea Ripley and Dominic
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio
Mm-hmm.
where they're teasing in the memes. The joke
Mm-hmm.
is that Rhea Ripley beats up Dominic, and
Oh.
he likes it.
Oh.
Well, that's
Okay. Yeah.
so it's funny that
Uh,
you say so it's funny you say that they should call him Dom
yeah.
because people make jokes that Rhea is his dominatrix.
Oh, that's the reference. She certainly dresses like one sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
call
and
him
literally
Dom.
Ripley wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
um yeah, you know what? There's actually another point I want to bring up about the KO and Theory thing, if I may. This match apparently I didn't even notice it, but I did write it down. This should be for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Why not? Right? Or
No,
or at Extreme Rules? You know,
they don't really
maybe.
they don't really treat the Money in the Bank like it's a title belt. So I'm
No, they don't. But you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea. What do you think?
I mean, okay, but that's a risky thing to do.
Mm, I
Uh,
guess. Well,
So,
That wouldn't be a bad idea. But anyway, all right. So going back,
what do you guys think of that?
going, yeah, right in the comments. Should So apparently there is a one-on-one match with Kevin Owens and Theory, but should it be for the Money in the Bank briefcase or
No, I don't
not?
think we should. No, but comment down
Okay,
below. What do you guys think?
yeah, that's fine. Go right ahead. And another point about the Dominic and Edge match, and this refers to my point about Dominic breaking away from Ray. And you know what else? If he's going to break away from Ray, then he might as well break away from the idea that he was like Eddie Guerrero's nephew. So honestly, the three amigos that he did during the match were unnecessary. I mean, yeah, he was trying to do the mockery, but absolutely unnecessary, I thought.
It's
I
heat.
mean, if you're
It's,
gonna if you're
it's
gonna break away, then there's no point in doing those moves, or at least that move.
okay. You said you want to discuss NXT next, so
Yeah.
I'll read the results real quick, and then I'll let you go ahead and
Okay.
do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, there's one more. Let me just have one more point here. Let me have one more, a couple more points about the Dominic and Edge match, and then we'll go on to NXT.
okay.
I just wrote here, great counter by Dominic. There was a spear from Edge into a half Boston Crab. I found that very impressive. And after, when all of Judgment Day were attacking Edge, I just thought, okay, Finn gives the coup de grace, and for anyone who doesn't know, that does mean final blow, and that
Yeah.
literally, like they were crushing his leg or whatever, and that final blow term really came to terms, if you will. So it was bad that it happened, but it gave the name a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll read the results of NXT real quick, and then I'll let you give your thoughts. So
Sure.
NXT this week, pretty. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the show.
No, I don't, but I'll just want to mention the couple of clips that I saw
Well,
that
hang on.
caught
I'll
my
read the
eye.
results, and then
Yeah, sure. Of
Pretty
course.
Deadly defeated the Creed brothers in a steel cage match to retain the NXT tag team titles. Fallon Henley defeated the Lash Legend. Um, um, Quincy Elliott defeated Sean Gallagher. Making sure I'm missing a match. Okay. Um, Cameron Grimes. I'm sorry, he wasn't in the match. Oh, here we go. Cameron Grimes and Joe Gacy defeated the D'Angelo family. Uh, Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons defeated Kiana James and Ariana Grace. Um, Lots of video packages. Hank Walker defeated Javier Bernal with a pinfall. Um, and Solo Sequoia defeated defeated Carmelo Hayes via pinfall to become NXT North American champion.
Champion, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's one of the matches that I saw a clip of, and I was very happy with that because after seeing Solo show up at Clash of the Castle, I mean, a part of me thought, okay, this is cool. One more member of the Bloodline, and
Yep.
being the Usos brother. So I was very happy to see Solo win this championship. And out of curiosity, I was wondering, is this like the equivalent to, let's say, the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title?
Yeah, it's the NXT kind of mid card championship. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So good for Solo for winning this championship. And then I thought to myself, like, does this mean now that Solo's gonna stay on NXT, or go like back and forth like a lot of the guys and girls have been lately, going back and forth between shows, and I'll bring that up too during our SmackDown review. Um, you know, it looks like he'll be back and forth in between shows because He'll be a member of the Bloodline, and probably defending this North American Championship in NXT at least a few times as time goes on. And then I didn't hear if you mentioned this match, but there was a guy named Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy.
Really big. Yeah, Quincy.
Quincy.
I couldn't.
I did mention that. He defeated Sean Gallagher.
Yeah, I couldn't help but comment, as a lot of other fans did, on this video clip. And the video clip was the end of the match. Now, here's where my new generation era plug comes in. You got Goldust, you got Mabel, and you got Yokozuna mixed into one. Okay, I can't help but think so. And I gave a like to this video because the finishing move was the bonsai drop. That was Yokozuna's finishing move, and I couldn't help but be impressed with. I had never seen this Quincy guy before, but just watching an up and coming superstar use that move is actually, in my opinion, a show of respect. That's a show of respect for all the bigger guys like this Quincy guy who came before him. You may not have your own move, but you're showcasing possibly what he's learning from, right? So that looks amazing.
You said Goldust. I say
yes.
I don't know if you know this name, Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, I've seen him. But the Goldust thing, because I saw a clip of this Quincy guy do this.
Okay, yeah.
So and I picked it up from other fans who were commenting. So all they said made sense. So those were the two highlights from NXT. But I still don't watch it. I'm still happy with both Raw and SmackDown. Speaking of SmackDown, let's go on.
SmackDown. Read the quick results here. Ricochet defeated Sami Zayn. Bayley defeated Raquel Rodriguez. Solo Sikoa defeated Madcap Moss to retain the North American Championship. And Ron Brutes defeated Hit Row, Imperium, and the New Day to become number one contenders for the Unified Tag Team titles.
Now, at the beginning of the show, of course, Logan Paul had a promo. And once again, my new generation era is coming into play here. I couldn't help but notice Logan Paul sucking on a toothpick. And I'm thinking to myself, who's he trying to be? Razor Ramon, right? Chico, trying to be a big shot. Big deal. I don't think so. Yeah. And then it was actually good to see Paul Heyman come back.
Yeah,
hadn't seen him for a while, and
I guess out of nowhere, but it was still cool to see.
Yeah, it was. It had been a while, and it's always fun to see a return. And
it's always fun to see a not so friendly walrus.
Yeah, and a funny thing that he said was there was like a Mickey Mouse reference from Heyman, and it was kind of funny because they were in Anaheim, right? Walt Disney World or whatever, right? What else here? And this is another thing that almost started to make me laugh. I'm thinking Logan Paul challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal World title. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, right.
Hey, I got news for you. That matchup has been confirmed, so it will happen at Clash at the Castle. I mean, at Crown Jewel.
No.
Yeah.
Roman's gonna break him in half.
Yeah.
He'll break him into pieces.
Yeah.
That's funny.
At
Crown Jewel, that's November 5th.
Yeah, they had a big press conference today to basically verify it. And at one point, Logan Paul tells Roman, "You might be the head of the table, but I am the table."
Oh shit! Interesting. Interesting.
What does that
now there was if I'm not mistaken, what's it called? Solo Sikoa had a match with
he defended the championship against Madcap Moss.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I personally would have liked to see. Logan was so quick to have himself a match. He should have had a match with Solo. Maybe not for the title, but maybe just like as a message sender to Roman.
Yeah.
That would have been better, if anything. But good for Madcap for getting the title shot. But I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that a little later in my notes here. But with Ricochet and Sammy, this was an excellent match, actually. Back and forth match. They're both about the same size, same speed, but Sammy's a little more of a scrappy technician, whatever. Whereas you got Ricochet with the high flying techniques or whatever. Um, yeah, I had mentioned that there's a lot of guys and girls who are switching back and forth between shows, and Ricochet is a perfect example. He's been going back and forth between NXT and SmackDown. So with a lot of that going on, I personally don't think if they were going to bring it back at all, I don't think, and I had mentioned this before, so I apologize for repeating myself, but um, they don't need to bring back the draft. They don't
No.
need to bring back the draft. No, it's unnecessary because they
People
the
could just
guys
show
and
up
girls
wherever they show up wherever they.
exactly, and that's actually gonna bring in more viewers for all three shows: Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Who's gonna show up? You never know, right?
Yeah.
Especially after a pay per view. I don't call them premium live events. I'm
No,
old school. I
that's
still call them pay per views,
facts. Yeah. So
right?
do
Yeah,
so do I.
yeah,
So do
yeah.
I.
And then what else do I have here?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure,
The
of
whole,
course.
the whole phrase, the whole phrase of a premium live event is the
Hmm.
dumbest fucking thing I have
It
ever
is.
heard.
That's right.
Hang on. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard because I understand why they call them the premium live events because Peacock is a premium channel and it's a live event on a premium channel.
Hmm.
But it's so confusing because when you look at it, I mean, everybody knows these WWE shows as pay-per-views. They don't know them
Hmm.
as premium live events. So
That's
now
right.
what you're asking them to do, now when you change the name from pay-per-view to premium live event, is you're
Hmm.
saying, hey, we want you to change your whole, we want you to change everything about what you thought about this show. It's not a
Hmm.
pay-per-view. It's now
Yeah.
a premium live event.
Yeah.
And it's just a buzzword to make the people to make the sponsors happy and whatever. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense because I mean, again, being old school, I call them pay per view. You are paying per view. For
Facts.
each event. For each event, you get on uh, in the states Peacock, and here in Canada WWE Network. I mean, yeah, we're paying 14.99 per month Canadian to get the WWE Network. So once a month there's a pay-per-view, so we are paying per view. So
Yeah.
that first term makes more sense. That's what they came when they first came up with pay-per-views, right? It made more sense than this premium live event term does, for that matter. What else do I got here? There was a point also in the Ricochet and Sammy match. It was like, I think Ricochet gave this move like an inside outside Hurricane Rana, like in back and forth, and all in one move. That impressed me. That was crazy.
Ricochet is a very impressive athlete. The stuff that
He is. He is.
incredible.
He's got to be one of the most underrated superstars these days.
Yeah.
No question. He doesn't get enough credit, and he doesn't get enough title shots, at least in his ranking of the roster. Like, give him a U.S. title shot. Hell,
Give him a 24
even a
title shot.
24/7. I don't care. Give him a title shot. He deserves
Yeah.
it.
Facts.
Why not? Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
And what else? Okay, so there after the Ricochet and Sammy match, there was a Karrion Cross promo. I feel that this
did you
whole
take notes on the
thing.
whole show?
Come again?
Did you take notes on this whole show?
Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes. But don't worry, I'll try to be as quick as I can, but I can't promise.
Okay.
but anyway, just one thing about that. I feel it's a slap in the face for Drew because I still think Drew should have at least one more or a couple more title shots within the next few weeks or months or whatever. And this whole thing with this up and comer and carrying Cross is a slap in the face for a caliber guy like and for a
Whoa,
headliner
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa,
Drew.
whoa. We okay, Nat. I think this is the first time we disagree on something.
No problem.
because because you say Karrion Cross is an up and comer. No, he's not. He's
Oh, my
been
bad.
he's been in the wrestling game for gosh, hang on. When did he debut? Hold on. Karrion Cross has been in the wrestling business for a long. He's a former NXT champion.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
bad. Mhm.
yeah, he's a former NXT champion.
Oh,
Yeah, he debuted in 2014. Not
ah,
in WWE, but on the independent scene, he debuted in 2014, and then
oh,
he was hired in WWE. He was hired by WWE
mm,
in 2020.
oh,
He became NXT champion rather quickly. He was having matches with Samoa Joe and
oh,
Keith Lee,
oh,
and he was killing them, man.
mm,
And then he had to, and then he got released because of budget cuts, and then he
mhm,
came back,
okay,
and he's on SmackDown now, and I mean, he's
mhm.
had matches against Jeff Hardy too before he was released. He had matches with Jeff,
Oh,
and
I
so
remember that. Yeah, actually, I remember that. Okay, my bad.
I do the
But
same.
I guess I'm saying that then in that sense, I'm saying that because I'm not familiar with. I mean, I consider I consider like things like NXT and these independent circuit things sort of like the minor leagues of wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm more focused on the major leags. What
yeah,
can I say? That's how I guess that's how I compare wrestling to baseball. But yeah.
but no,
Okay, my bad. Hmm,
he's not a rookie by any stretch. And no, it's
fair
not a
enough.
slap to Drew because
Hmm,
it's not a slap to Drew's face either
hmm,
because they were building this up since Karrion returned. They were building up Drew versus
hmm.
Karrion. They've been
Yeah.
building this up. They did that slow build because Drew
Hmm,
had to go after Roman. But now that that's over, the Roman and Drew feud, now
hmm.
Drew can go after Karrion, and it makes sense because Karrion did distract Drew at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah,
This
that's
makes
right. But
yeah.
now that I think of it too, speaking of Cross, um, just out of curiosity, and this is a thought I didn't even write down, but just out of curiosity, do you think his and I forgot her name. Do you
Charlotte,
think yeah, do you think his manager is necessary? I don't.
yeah, I do for that
Oh,
gimmick. Yeah,
okay.
I do. I think it is
Okay.
because I don't
Okay.
think he works on his own. I think he needs that sort of extra oomph.
Interesting. Ah, interesting.
Like Triple H, he needed China. He needed that extra.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, but she wasn't as too much of a manager. I mean, she was still more of a competitor. But okay, maybe in that sense, I'm thinking along the lines of Goldust and what was her name? Oh shit!
Alina,
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So in that sense, but okay. Let's see what I also have here. Oh, the Maxim Male Models promo was kind of funny.
you can
I
skip the
mean,
Mexico Miles stuff. You can skip the promos. Let's
oh,
just
okay.
matches.
Okay, now that I know, I won't worry so much about promos. But this was my first time
Yeah,
making
no, no, no,
notes.
I know. And if I come off rude, I apologize. But yeah,
Okay,
just keep
but
taking.
okay, now that I know, I'll skip
Yeah,
promos. That's fine. Okay, so the next match I have here then is Bailey versus Raquel. There was a point where the commentators had said, and for the record, I don't remember if it was Cole or Graves, but they said that Raquel is a second generation superstar. And out of curiosity, I looked her up, and apparently her father was a professional wrestler, but
oh,
not in
really?
WWE. Yeah, apparently her father was a professional wrestler, but not in WWE or anything like that. But
Oh,
yeah. But
huh.
I just googled it out of curiosity,
I
and then I wrote here overall pretty good match with matching specifically Bailey's experience with Raquel's power. I
Right.
felt that was a very good matchup. And it says here, I wrote here, I like Bailey, but once again, too much outside interference from Damage Control, right?
Yeah.
And after that was over, um, I found it interesting as well as the entire crowd and anyone who was watching, I'm sure. Shotzi showing up and
Yeah. Shotzi
helping
turned
out Raquel.
babyface. That was her
Yeah,
first.
that was I literally wrote interesting and possible face turn for Shotzi. So
Yeah.
good for her for stepping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. And
It was Aaliyah.
um, she got injured. I think that was that was not this past Monday, but the Monday before that
That's why they
when
took the titles off of them. Okay.
yeah. So then, okay, so here I have Solo versus Madcap, the NXT North American Championship. So right away, and this is where my second generation, third generation likings come into play. Right away, I found myself comparing Solo to his entire family, to the Usos, to his father Rikishi, or he was before known as Fatu of the Head Shrinkers,
Yeah.
and there was he had he had like second generation wrestler written all over him. Like if the commentators would not talk about it so much, and you pay as much attention as we do, you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell. You could see the influence,
Yeah.
right?
You can see in the moves
Yeah,
too.
and the moves, and even going as much as wrestling barefoot. That whole family. Well, except I mean, Roman wears boots, and the
Batista
Usos
wore
wear
boots.
boots. But
Batista
I
wore boots.
think even when the Usos first debuted, if I remember correctly, they were also barefoot, but they wore
I
boots
think they
now.
wore boots. I think they wore boots.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
short boots, but
Oh, all right. But nonetheless, that whole family, whether it was the Fatus or the Anawais, they all went barefoot. But I had done the same thing when Braun Breaker was brought up from NXT. I wanted right away, even before he was brought up. I said, I want to see them bring him up to either Raw or SmackDown. I don't care because I want to compare him to his father and his uncle, the Steiners. Right?
yeah,
I want to see because I used to watch these guys back in the day. So I want to see. I'm interested in seeing what these second and third generation superstars are
table.
very much like their family before them, or maybe not so much. I'm interested. I want to see that. So that made me right away started like comparing Solo to his entire family. And then what else do I have here? Let's see. Yeah, there was I wrote here smart move by Madcap, chop block on the left knee. It was mid to near the end of this match. There was a chop block done by Madcap. I think Solo was going for a spear in the corner,
Yeah.
and Madcap came out and did like a
Yeah,
chop block
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
left knee, and there was a big brace on there. So there
Okay.
could have been a previous injury. So that was thinking on the spot for Madcap, so smart move. And so I had mentioned that this was a night of interference, and once for like the third time in the same night, there was outside interference. Sammy pulls out Solo from the ring at a pinfall attempt, and I'm thinking, what is this? The night of interference? This is it was kind of BS. Like, how much more interference do we have to see? And during a championship match for that matter. So that was BS. But in terms of championship matches, I'll go on to the last match.
There we go.
I please forgive me for babbling, but I can't help it. I'm bad that way. So the Fatal Four Way tag team number one contenders match was Hit Row, New Day, Imperium, and the Brutes. So what I wrote
And
here,
which one?
impressive matchup. There was when Ridge Holland and Top Dollar were first the legal competitors, I'm looking at them and I'm seeing two powerhouses, and
Yeah.
that was an excellent matchup. And again, I had never paid much attention to these Hit Row guys until like I'm making my notes and I'm looking. I'm like, wow, what a perfect fighting style,
Yeah.
types together, right? The two powerhouses, and then um, according to the commentators, and I found this point interesting, that besides the New Day, all the other competitors in this match were from NXT. So it was interesting to see more up and comers, like showing what they can do on one of the main shows, SmackDown.
Uh-huh.
And what else? Let's see. Yeah, I wrote down a couple of wow moments, and there was, and to remind myself, I saw a video clip of this on Twitter. Ridge Holland gives Top Dollar, and this was Top Dollar, if you ask me, an Alabama slam. That was crazy. That's
Right?
crazy power, man. I mean, who else? Who else in that match would be able to do that? I can't think of anything else. But and now that I think of it, actually, this actually should have been maybe a fatal five-way match. They were missing a tag team, and that's
Ooh.
the Profits. The Profits.
Well,
The
no.
Profits should have been in this match. I just thought of that now.
You could have thrown in Alpha Academy too, made it
Yeah, them
six.
too. Yeah, maybe a six-way. But yeah, definitely. Now that I think of it, the Prophet should have been in this match. And my last point or wow moment says here. Yeah, I wrote down Imperium delivers their finishing move, but Holland tags in and steals the victory. I mean, that's classic tag
That was
team
clever. That was
wrestling,
clever.
right?
That
Yeah,
was nice.
that was smart. So that was smart thinking. So good for the Brutes.
Good.
So now it's set up for next week.
That'll
The
be a good
Brutes,
match.
yeah,
That'll be a
that
good one.
will be a good match. The Brutes and the Usos. But I mean, I'll shoot out a prediction there. Actually, like what Heyman says, it's not a prediction; it's a spoiler. The
Yeah.
Usos are going to retain.
Yeah.
There's no question. There is no question. And oh, I remember from a couple of reviews ago, or maybe even our last review, I wanted to see Strowman against Otis. It's going to happen. I can't wait. And when they announced it, I said, "Oh shit, they got to enforce the ring for this one." I see another ring implosion. I don't know about you, but I see another ring implosion.
Oh no, but
No?
no.
Okay, maybe because Strowman's a little more lean and mean, if you will. He's not as chunky as Otis, but there's been a ring implosion with Strowman, so you
So
never know. That's my prediction, and I'll go with Strowman to pick up the victory.
ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That was the week in review for Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. So, um,
And I
yeah,
apologize for my babbling.
yeah.
I
That's all.
babble.
We love your babbling, Nat.
I babble.
We just start calling it to nabbling because it's Nat babbling. So
Nat
nabbling,
babbling. Nat nabbling.
nabbling. Yeah, there you go.
Nabbling.
Uh, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Retro Bros podcast. Now,
Right.
I'm going to be a busy man this week. I got reactions coming all week long. So I
Mhm.
already got several requests coming up. So, Nat, if you have a song request you'd like me to do, go ahead and play it.
Well, you know what? What the heck? I'll throw one in. Since you're such an Eminem fan, I'll go with my favorite Eminem song, "Without Me."
Okay. I got you.
You'd be so
I got you.
innocent without me.
Yeah,
And the video is funny too.
I'll do the video. I will do the video, Natalie. I
Oh
will.
God, you mean you're gonna be in a Robin from Batman and Robin suit?
Uh, I will react to the video. I mean,
I remember it. It's crazy. And yes, I will be back this Wednesday. We had to reschedule myself along with our bro Frank.
Nat
Uh,
and Frank will be live this Wednesday. I won't. I think. Do you guys want to go live? But you need. Do I want? Should I teach you how to record?
Yeah. Well, Frank will send me the link.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank will send me the link. I'm sure,
Well,
as you told me he would.
regardless,
Right.
you're going to get another video this Wednesday from these guys. So,
That's right. We're gonna do. We're finally gonna do our SummerSlam 1992 review. Still 30 years in the making. You know, it's still less than a month from the actual date. So still call it 30 years in the making.
yeah.
SummerSlam 1992 review this Wednesday, 12 p.m. Bianca time, EST time. So tune in, and if you like it, you love it, you subscribe to this channel, what will we say? Thank you!
Thank you.
Thank you!
The
That's
next time
right. Mm-hmm.
is Good Mania. I'm
Good.
bad Mania.
You're a badass, that's what you are.